Hello guys, welcome back to this series What If I Pass to the Third Round, this time with the Ballade Opus 23 number 1. Everyone knows the piece. For those who don't know, please go listen to it because it's a beautiful piece. Every single piece of Chopin has a different, kind of approach. I talked about the mazurkas, how they were, thoughts. In this case, of course, with ballad is different. Ballads were written in a different way. They are more narrative. As you will see, the structure of the ballad already gives you the chances, to really tell a legendary story. With some big moment and some so very intimate moment. I'm just gonna start by saying it that for me, like, if I was the competition for the third round, for the semifinal, I would have started by, in my mind, like Once Upon a Time. This beginning is beautiful and is so mysterious because, we are in G minor, but it doesn't start with G minor. Ballad is in G minor, which is this, But it starts like this. It's like a mystery, Once upon a time. And then, like, it's starting the story, so here we are. And with this beautiful dissonance, we then start with the theme, which is... I'm not gonna continue because otherwise, I'm just gonna play. But the idea, I don't know if you try to catch that. It's very difficult to find a way, to somehow not be repetitive. The only way to do that is to have a story behind. Like for me, in this case, it's so many different emotions. It starts with this melancholic one, like where I am. What just happened, until now. And then somehow, it's like the evolution of that image, of that emotions that somehow, is moving around. And the moving around depends a lot from the harmonies. So the idea, at least for me, is to be really aware of what are the harmonies behind. Because, I start like this. And then... it still already changes, but then here is the surprise. And like every, let's say thought, because this is even like a mazurka. The idea was also to connect, the pieces. I would have played ballad as a second piece, and then mazurkas, and then I would have finished with the sonata. And so I really like the idea, that after the ballad, then it continues this kind of thought. Here I'm preparing the thought. So that's the idea, to be as much as creative, but with the awareness of the harmonies, and then to be free of mind, to think, and to really, tell yourself a story. That's the idea, I think, for me, and especially this beginning is so famous. Everyone knows it. So how you manage to find your own signature? You have to really feel it and find yourself in that kind of mood that somehow connects with this music, connects with the audience, connects with Chopin, first of all. So that's the main idea for the beginning. I'm gonna go a little bit more after because the facility of how Chopin connects every single part is just beautiful. Here it's already, transforming. You know, sometimes you do crescendo dynamic because it has a tradition, Rubinstein used to do it, but there's always a meaning behind, always a meaning behind. In this case, the harmonies are so important because I go from here, I could go like here. This is the perfect cadence. But instead of doing this, Chopin does this. That's why it has to be like, what happened? And like this it continues, you know, and that's the evolution. Still we have this kind of, the chromatism that you find here is the pain, you know, that you have to feel somehow. So here no, but here and here a little bit less, and then and it start growing, you know, and finally we have the first virtuosistic piece, but that is still, you know, somehow taken from this thematic molecule. That's the beauty of this piece, it's so well interconnected. So I'm gonna continue with the first virtuosistic part with Chopin, but it shouldn't be with anyone else. The virtuosistic part still has a meaning. It's not like, okay, now I'm gonna make them see how fast I am or how good I am with the technical stuff. It should still have meaning. For me, the first part of the meaning is the first time in which, you know, you start feel so agitated inside because somehow the feeling that you have is changing, but not in a good way. The idea at the Chopin competition was to try to communicate that. Try to communicate everything that I had inside and to share it with the audience. So that's the idea, and I'm gonna just play a little bit before. And before getting here, I'm gonna just say a little bit more about this. First, you see how is the evolution also of the molecule of the theme. Here I start like this. No, and then from when I got here, there's always this chromatism that changes everything because it gives pain and suffering. And the beauty about this also is when it starts getting here on G minor, these are like horns, you know, and then the trombone. Everything has to somehow become something more than just the piano. And that's why I'm telling you about the horns, because the way Chopin connects is just genius. You see how when we start with this part, that's the horn. Change. But still, the horns are there and it's transforming. It's like they are echoing. And then finally, this is probably the most difficult part, at least for me, because you really have to feel free of share with the world your secrets, your life, your darkest fear, your happiest moments at the same time, you know. This is how I would have played this part. continues. The beauty about this theme is, and the difficulty, it's because it's so pure. So you really have to feel like you're improvising on that moment. And that's why he has to somehow get that kind of feeling, which is honestly very difficult. Every single time I try to think about something different, because feelings has to be alive. And in order to have alive feelings, they have to be all the time different, or somehow they have to grow inside yourself. So that's, at least for me, the beauty of it. Hello guys, sorry for interrupting the video, but due to a lot of concerts that I had lately, I couldn't finish to edit the episode dedicated to the ballad, so it will be split in 2 parts. The second part you will see next week, so stay tuned, and thank you so much for following, and see you in the next one.